Last Christmas, the biggest family row in the Lycett household was over how many doof-doofs there are in the EastEnders closing theme tune.
Oh.
Lee Mack's team.
So you mean the bit just before the music starts, I think, I mean, obviously, you know, you were in EastEnders.
Yeah, but I never actually got myself a doof-doof.
Oh, no.
I was there for 6 years, no doof-doof.
You never had a doof-doof?
I had one doof-doof, and Wendy Richards was in it, and then when they took it to the edit, they zoomed in on her and cut me out of the doof-doof. How many doof-doofs did your family decide there were?
So, it was a generational gap. So me and my sister thought there were 8, because there are 8. My parents thought there were 7.
Give us your 8.
Doof, 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 doof.
Oh, I think you're wrong.
Excuse me, though.
No,
that can't be. That's not how many doof-doofs there are. That's how many doofs there are. If the unit is doof-doof, then there are 4.
He does have a point, you know.
David has never been invited to someone's house for Christmas.
I think you stuck too many doofs in there.
Go on, you do it.
Doof, 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 doof. Do, 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 do.
No. That's not it.
You were in the show! Did you, at the end of the night, find out exactly how many doof-doofs there were, or did you just leave it, we're right, you're wrong, without no
Yeah, basically, we didn't rewind.
So we don't actually know
else.
right now with our 8.
Well, we do, it's 8. It is 8.
You ain't really checked it, have you?
Yeah, I have.
You have checked it?
But you didn't
because
check it
I've
at
watched
the time.
EastEnders and I know...
But I've watched EastEnders, but I don't ever count...
I don't think you have.
I think there's only 3, because I think the fast ones at the end aren't doof-doofs, they're something else.
Like a little...
I'm sort of with Joe. I think it's probably 2 to 2.5 doof-doofs, or 4 to 5 doofs.
What's a
before the
half-doof?
nature, the nature of the noise changes such that it can no longer be labelled either a doof or a half doof-doof.
So, yes. Well, bearing that in mind and knowing your love for music, give us your rendition, then, of the end drum.
Now, I feel that would be... I'd be humiliated.
Would you like me to give you a lead-in, a dramatic moment?
No, thank you.
This is Elsie, who works in a laundry.
Who's Elsie? She was never in EastEnders.
She's a character that I've created.
Well, what about Dot Cotton? Come on,
Yeah,
her.
you look a bit like Dot Cotton.
You do a bit.
You've definitely got...
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm going to try it.
Oh.
I think that's Mick Jagger you're doing it.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened to my laundry. It's gone somewhere.
Doof, 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 doof.
All right. What do you think?
Well, that sounds like the washing machine's broken.
See, I think after about 5 minutes, I would have just gone to the YouTube and had a little look on there. I think he's lying.
I always like to go counterintuitive, so I'm going to say I think he's lying as well. Yeah.
OK, I'm going to have to say lie.
You're going to have to say lie. OK, Joe Lycett, truth or lie?
It's a lie.
Oh, very good, guys.
And Joe Swash, there's a treat for you, because you said you never had a doof-doof. We're going to give you one tonight. Whatever you want to say, something dramatic, and it's going to come in. It's going to happen.
And trust me, it doesn't matter what you say, because we're all just going to be counting.
OK, Joe, here we go.
Is it my baby?
Oh, there's 9!
It's 10!
It's 9. It's 9.
I once helped Damon Hill to Grand Prix success by presenting him with a pre-race snack.
David's team.
Well, it certainly tripped off the tongue.
Thank you.
What was the snack?
A Scotch egg.
And is there a definite correlation between him eating that Scotch egg and him being successful?
He felt that the Scotch egg had helped him succeed in the race. He told me so.
Is Damon Hill a close friend, Bob?
No.
Then why were you giving him food stuff?
Well, I'd been invited to the Grand Prix.
Which Grand Prix?
The British.
In which year?
Think.
1996, David, but I'm not willing to exclude 4 years either side of that. Put it this way, it was definitely one of the decades.
And do you like racing, then?
No, I'm not a Formula One fan.
Right.
I probably prefer soil science.
OK. Who was he driving for?
He was driving for a company that had very fast company cars.
So, why were you permitted access to a major racing driver?
Because his manager, Shane Tobacco... I can't remember his name.
You can't remember his name.
Shane, or whoever it was, was also with another bloke, you know, benefiting from hospitality.
What was his name?
Let's say Top Heavy Ken. Right. But I remember we went upstairs on the bus. Damon was there. He had a bed in there.
Like a sort of Winnebago.
Yeah. And it had, you know, mugs with I love cars, I love handbrakes, I love headrests.
And this is the day of the race.
David, this is just like an hour and a half before the race.
An hour and a half before the race. You've turned up an hour and a half early, because even though you're more into soil science, you want to soak up the atmosphere with a good hour and a half of waiting before the televised traffic begins.
Yes.
So you turn up. The last thing Damon needs before a race is any quiet time. He just wants a bit of hubbub on his bus. Were there any other people there apart from you and Shane and Damon?
I was with my wife as well, yeah.
OK.
And...
Top Heavy Ken.
So me and the wife went up. I think when you go to someone's home or their Winnebago or whatever, you should... Do you know, like, if you're going to a dinner party at someone's house, you'll always take them a bottle of vinegar, yeah?
So your gift to thank him for the hospitality was a Scotch egg?
No. I call it pocket meat. Whenever I'm away from the house, I have pocket meat.
Yeah.
That's it. I have, like, a chicken leg or pork pie. And I thought, I've got some pocket meat. It was a Scotch egg in its cellophane. And I said, Damon, we all know that if you pop a sausage roll in an American's pocket, it brings him good luck. I said, maybe a Scotch egg would work for a British fella like you. And I gave it to him.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, very much.
What, that if you put meat in an American's pocket...
Processed meat.
Have you ever heard of that?
Not really, no.
No.
It's all been a bit of a lot of talking. I've quite forgotten the original bit of the story. Did he eat said Scotch egg before the race?
I'll never know, Samantha, but after the race, he said that he took the Scotch egg round with him. He swore he did.
In the car?
I don't know whether he put it in the glove box on the passenger seat. Whether he ate it.
But, Rob, you're not claiming that he ate the egg.
All I'll say is that when I was watching, when Damon went past, in his tailwind, a person next to me said, Damon's tailwind smelt really meggy, which of course is meat and egg. Meat and egg.
Okay. So what are we thinking, Sam?
Do you know what? Sometimes stories are so mad that they've got to be true.
What I would say here is be wary when it comes to Bob.
Oh, OK.
Do you remember, David, that I think it was the last time Bob was with us, he told us Chris Rea told him to put an egg into his bath.
I can't even remember. Was that true?
No.
But you believed it was true?
Yes.
Miles, what are you thinking?
Well, I think that you're sort of somewhat cynically using this as an opportunity to tout your kind of charms. And you're hoping to kind of drum up work, and then your agent's going to get lots of phone calls saying, well, would Bob Mortimer be able to sort of slip Gareth Bale a pasty and stuff like this? I think it's a lie.
You think it's a lie? But you think it's true?
I'm on the fence.
Oh, dear.
This is a horrible situation. I don't know. My instinct is it's a lie.
You're saying lie? OK, yeah. Bob Mortimer. A lucky Scotch egg for Damon Hill at the British Grand Prix. Truth or lie?
I was telling the truth.
He's done it again. It is an impossible situation. One egg thing's true, the other egg thing... How can I have disbelieved the wrong egg thing? So obviously what they they'd make up some random thing about an egg and a long-departed 90s celebrity.
Is he dead?
He's not...
No, he's not dead. He's just, you never hear from him. What does Damon Hill do now? He's probably into soil science.
Right.
Once, while trying to impress a date, I landed flat on my back in a flower bed.
David's team.
What were you doing to try and be impressive?
It was actually leaving the date.
Oh.
I accidentally left from a great height.
When you said that, I thought, like, being on your back was what you were doing to impress them. Like,
No,
getting
I'm not
on
that
your
kind
back.
of girl, Laura.
OK.
Laura, everything isn't Love Island.
I'm confused as to where I am.
Laura, you say you're confused about where you are. Just look to your left. You know you're not on Love Island.
Oh, harsh.
Now, tell me, Maisie, where did this happen?
This was in New Zealand.
New Zealand?
Yeah. I got to know a guy out there, and he asked if I wanted to go back and see his record collection. Behave. We got talking about music, and we went back to his house to listen to records. But he tried to play guitar along to the record.
He sounds like an awful human being.
So I decided I'm gonna head off.
Was that the difference between fancying him and not? The fact that
when
he
he
got the
played guitar along to the record.
You would not like to go around to his house.
So I called a taxi and sat on. I was perched on the window with the window open. And I thought, it's arrived, it's outside, and I went, thanks very much, see you later. And because I thought we were on the ground floor, I thought I'd just swing my legs over the window and run across the lawn.
Which floor were you on, Maisie?
So if the windows...
18th floor.
You forgot the 19 minutes going up in a lift. No, see, one floor up.
What? One floor, but
Yeah.
I just forgot that. We've
You'd
been
climbed
chatting
the
for a
steps in a
while.
state of high arousal and therefore forgotten about them. Is that right?
You should write erotica.
Who's to say I don't? I have many names online.
50 shirts of grey. That's what
So I got a text saying your Uber's outside. I said, see you later then, and sort of twirled round, and at that moment I clocked out it was not on the ground floor.
You fell an entire story.
Or she made up a whole story.
What happens once you leave the window ledge and you're in the air?
I just remember landing on the small of my back because I was so winded I couldn't speak, and he appeared out of the window and was like, oh, blimey, why'd you jump out the window?
Now again in a New Zealand accent.
And so then I had to commando crawl across the garden with him watching from above.
Was he still playing the guitar? And what was the taxi driver doing? He must have seen this.
He didn't do anything. He just wound down the window and was like, just so you know, the meter's running.
All right, David's team, what are you thinking?
The mechanics of the situation doesn't add up for me, so lie.
Laura?
I just don't know why you didn't land on your face. I don't get why you landed on your back. And that's the reason why I think it's a lie.
You see, I think it's true.
Do you?
Interesting.
But if my teammates say it's a lie, we'll go lie.
Maisie, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
That was true.
Well done.
It's true. Maisie did land in a flower bed trying to impress a date.
5 years ago, I spent a whole week building an elaborate contraption just so my wife can let me know when lunch is ready.
David's team.
What is this contraption?
A telephone.
It's a contraption that goes from the house to the bottom of the garden where I spend most of the morning.
But why?
Why?
Because I've got a little shed down there where I write.
Describe this contraption to us.
OK, well, it's long. I've got a very long garden.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on a slight incline. Mm-hmm. It's made out of tubes, and my wife operates one end. I receive...
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I receive something that comes out the other end of the tube. So it's a very long tube, and she puts a little ball in one end. And the ball plops out the other end. And that's when lunch is ready.
You sound like somebody who is teaching sex education but hasn't got a clue yourself. Well, there's a ball at one end and the ball comes out the other end and that's when lunch is ready.
What makes it elaborate? Is it the length of it?
Yes.
How long is it?
Long. 60 metres.
60-metre long garden?
I mean, you're doing well, but not that well.
All right.
How wide is your garden? Is it 1 metre?
That would be great, wouldn't it?
And 8 metres wide.
Why doesn't she just phone you or text you or WhatsApp you?
Because, Rob, there's no phone reception at the bottom of the garden.
You said your garden's on an incline, so if she's putting a ball in one end, how's that travelling up?
Well, it's an incline.
Well, the incline
from my end
is at the house, and the bottom part is... It really is quite simple,
no, but that's a decline.
No, decline is what you would do if David was to suggest something a bit fruity. That is a decline. What happens when it reaches the shed?
It plops.
Oh, yes, yes.
Into the lid of a metal bin.
OK. Oh. So once it's installed, that's it. You can forget about it.
I should take the pipes off the ground.
Oh. All right.
How did you suspend it off the ground?
In a hedge.
The pipe's very important as well, because we had a similar system at my house where we didn't use the pipe. My wife was at the bottom in the shed working, and I used to just roll the golf ball down, and there'd been a heavy snowfall, and it gathered momentum, and it crushed it to death. Yeah, that's awful. The whole thing was flattened, and that's sadly how my wife died. So it's very important to keep it in case.
All right, well, look, what are you thinking? It does sound to me a little fantastical.
It's peak boredom, isn't it? And some people get bored.
I think the show's going fine.
I think it's true.
I think it's true as well.
I'm going to say it's true.
OK, so, Alex, truth or lie?
60 metres. True!
It's true. Alex has built a contraption just so his wife can tell him when lunch is ready. And we've got a clip of it.
Yes!
Oh, my God.
Wow!
I love it! Oh, I love it!
I used to practice skiing by strapping myself to the roof of a speeding car.
Right, please, team.
Is this how you lost your hair?
Might have something to do with it.
So, OK, when was this?
Oh, back in the late 70s, early 80s. I was a skier.
What, a professional skier?
Yes.
Were you?
Before you were an antiques guy?
Yes.
And you learned that on a car?
No, it was part of my training. We didn't have a lot of money, so we wanted to get used to going fast.
Where was
so we
this?
used to strap in Austria.
In Austria?
Right, because there are no mountains in Austria where you could practice on.
Are you talking about a professional skier in events, or you mean you taught people to ski?
No, I also raced around Europe.
I'll tell you what, if he's lying and he just added in I was a professional skier, he's risking it, isn't he?
Yeah.
Because we're going to ask him questions. And
Yeah.
Who was the best downhill skier in the 80s?
Franz Klammer.
Not you!
Franz Klammer.
Now we'll never know.
So why wouldn't you use the mountains in Austria, then?
Well, for two reasons.
What are they?
One is I would have been a danger on the slopes.
Are you not a danger when you're strapped to a car on a road?
No, we weren't on a road.
Oh, where were you?
A racetrack. Well, it's actually a trotting track. It's for horses that trot round the...
And how'd you learn to ride them? Did you put the horse on top of the car and then get on top of the horse? You were never on a public road, were you?
No.
There was never any situations where the driver forgot and thought, oh, I'll just pop into this underground car park for a minute. What was the second reason? You never got to that?
We didn't have the money either.
But you had the money for a car and the hiring of a racetrack.
We didn't have to hire the racetrack. The car was thrown in, as it were. It was a special car because it had to have a very long roof rack.
What are you practising?
The feeling of speed.
So what sort of speeds are we talking about?
We tried to get to speeds between 60 and 80 miles an hour.
No.
And all this holding you on is the boots attached to the skis?
Yes.
And what sort of pose now then are you doing? Could you show us the kind of position you would assume?
I'd start standing up, and then I'd get down into this position with my
on the top
sticks
of the
here
car.
like this.
How long is the journey?
We just keep going around the track till, you know, we're tired.
How are you telling the driver?
Yes,
that's
a good point.
Because you're on top of a car going at 60 miles an hour. And you're thinking, I'm knackered here, and so...
Well, I've got poles, and we had a system where you would just bang the car.
Oh, come on!
One bang for stop, two bangs for a snack.
What are we thinking? Sophie, could he be telling the truth?
It's a 9 from me. It's a lie.
I don't know what you learn. What's that training you to do in a car? Because if you're on a ski slope going, oh no, I'm 60 miles an hour, I think I'm going to crash into the tree. Oh, I know. I'll tap on the window. Oh, no, there is no window. Doesn't work. What are you training to do?
Well, you know, just get used to the speed.
Right, what's your team going to say, Lee?
It's a lie.
Do you think it's a lie?
Lie.
We're going to go lie.
You're saying it's a lie. Raj, was it true, or were you telling a lie?
I was, in fact, telling the truth.
Every day, I do one press-up for each year I've been alive.
OK.
Wow.
David's team.
How many years have you been alive?
That's what he says at speed dating. How long have you been alive?
I'll tell you what, before you say...
It won't be for much longer.
Before you say, Mr. Motivator, let's just see how old we think.
It's hard to tell because he has the face of a 50-year-old and the clothes of a 14-year-old.
What are you going to say?
I'm going to add them together. No, I'm going to say late 50s, 58.
OK, Mr. Motivator?
67, 68.
Wow.
You said you're 67, and you claim to do 67 press-ups every day.
Yeah.
Mr. Motivator, obviously doing 67 would be inhumane. Maybe do 1 or 2, just so we can witness the technique.
Well, I mean, if some of you guys would do it...
I'm just going to say at this point, there are no circumstances under which I will do a press-up.
David, what if it was a different exercise? Would you do, like, a jumping jack or a burpee?
What's a burpee?
It's where Victoria puts you over her shoulder and pats your back.
I'm happy to do one with you, Moat.
OK. Now, remember, I have a shoulder which has been in...
You've got a shoulder problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
But I'll do a few.
Yeah. OK. I'll go here. So I've got to do what you're doing now, OK?
Yeah, you've got to do what I'm
That's
doing.
not a press-up.
We are warming up, you idiot. You know nothing about the body.
Let's do it on the edge.
On the edge?
Like these, all right? Here we go. Let's go. Go. Push it. Come on, guy.
I'm doing it.
Come on, man. Very good. Keep going. Keep going left. And then you can take
I thought we weren't going to do 67.
And then wide. And then wide.
I'm out.
I think it's fair to say, Rob, that you surpassed everybody's expectations.
I'll be fine in a minute. It was like something out of Rocky, wasn't it?
It was impressive, that.
It was great.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
So, Dan, what do you think? Truth or lie?
I was tempted to say lie. Then I saw the ease with which he did that, and I'm thinking...
True. What do you think?
I'm leaning towards a lie. But I'll let you have the deciding vote.
I've got the deciding vote anyway. I'm going to go true.
They're saying it's true. Mr. Motivator, was it true?
True.
I eat an apple a day in a very particular way.
Right, Lee's team.
How long have you eaten an apple a day?
Oh, maybe, probably coming up to a year, 9, 10 months, maybe.
10 months. So what is this particular way?
Well, the usual way to eat an apple...
They don't need to cover that, we know.
Well, I mean, Stephen's from Scotland, he mightn't be aware of eating fruit. So... But if you go in through the side and you eat around the core, and then you put the core in the bin.
Yeah. You're not going to tell me you eat the core first, because we're not going to believe you.
No, but I do eat the whole thing, because I read from a very reputable news source that 90% of the goodness is in the core.
90% of the goodness of an apple?
All the benefits.
Is that little bit in the middle?
In the middle. That's where all the goodness is, all the benefits. It does so much for your health.
I've been chucking the core to the dog. The dog now is an Olympic athlete. Now it explains it.
So, Chris, you eat the apple, and where most of us then would be left with the core and would discard it, you just carry on.
No, no, no. The way that everyone eats an apple is fundamentally wrong. So you don't go in through the side. You need to go in through the bum.
The opposite end to the stalk.
So if you go in through the bum, you don't notice the core because it's distributed equally amongst sweet, juicy apple. So you don't notice all of the goodness.
What the hell are you talking about?
This is great. I mean, if you eat an apple from the side and you're left with the core, all you've got is core. But if you eat it through the bum, up that way, you're getting a little bit of core.
Why don't you eat it through the side, but just keep chewing through the core?
Because
then it's just core at the end.
Yeah, because now
I'm
you've got to go right through the middle.
Oh, you've got to go through the ride through the core before you get back to apple again. Whereas if you eat the bum end, you're taking more apple each bite.
Yeah.
Who told you that the core is the best part of the apple?
I don't want this to detract from the authenticity of the story in any way, but it was on Apple News.
Apple News?
Apple News, as in the tech company.
Oh, I see. I genuinely thought you subscribed to an Apple newspaper.
Do you know what, Lee, as well? You would be amazed. 2 years ago, I found out that I'd been eating a banana upside down my whole life.
What do you mean upside down?
Your instinct is you get the stalk and you snap the stalk.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Now, and if you open it the other way, it looks
you hold on to the stalk
it's
and then
more
just...
pleasing, isn't it?
Yeah, you hold on to the stalk and twist the nipple. And...
Oh, hang on. How can that be the wrong way? You're still eating the whole banana.
Because if you bend the stem, you run the risk of mushing the end of the banana. So, what I'm saying is, Lee, if you eat an apple from the bum, there's so many benefits, apparently.
What's the benefit?
Everything except for curing blindness.
So, what are you going to say? Truth or lie?
I'm not buying that.
You're not buying it?
No.
You're buying it?
No.
I'm not having that. With your apple nonsense.
OK, Chris, truth or lie?
I'm here to change the world, Rob. It's true. Yeah.